I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Ooh, baby. Here we go.
Hi.
Oh, what's up? We got a 2-for-1 special today.
Yeah.
Did you send that shirt to us?
This one? No, this one's out of stock. I got to drop this one again.
That one's sweet. I like that.
I need it, please.
This one low key reminds me, you remember that cookie store in the mall, Mrs. Fields?
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be like a rip on like Budweiser, but it low key looks like Mrs. Fields cookies.
I like it. I was
I'm
trying to
gonna
see.
need
I was
it.
like, I recognize it, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually, dude, it was funny you hopped on and I was so happy to see you wearing that Chrome Adults tee because every time I send you a package, I get so nervous whether or not it's going to make it.
I probably should have told you I got it. But yeah.
No, yeah, you did.
I'm wearing this one.
Yeah,
We talked about it, Liz and I, the brown one that's kind of like the university letters, the big results.
Yeah.
That color, that brown color, we love.
Dude, that clove is so nice. I think Chris has one of the ones in clove too, but that's like everyone like I've dropped the chocolate, which was the fuck off I'm training, and then I did the clove, which was the university one. And I got to be honest, like both colors are really nice, but just those browns, like the neutrals are so clean.
Yeah. I like the clove a little bit better. It's just I don't know why. I just like it.
Dude, I before you hopped on, I said to Chris, the shirt he's wearing right now is sick as fuck. I would love to start doing like some camo stuff.
Dude, actually, that's perfect. I was gonna tell you because I told you before that tank top I have that's camo. People talk about every time I wear it, somebody asks me, and I was like, all right, I'll see if we can do some more camo.
Yeah.
But like, Chris's shirt, I think the camo pattern that we had for that tank, I think looks good, and I feel like we should do more of those, especially with summer coming up. But the type of camo that Chris is wearing, the more realistic camo, or like a mossy oak camo. Yeah, like a real tree or a mossy oak camo would be awesome with like just like he has on the Kublai Khan shirt, like just some white lettering, either centered or somewhere. But I was gonna say that anyways. We should make some more camo gear. I would rock it for sure.
You can put it with like anything.
First thing I said when Chris hopped on, I was like, yo, that shirt's sick as fuck. And I'm literally over here Googling the band that he got it from. I'm like, okay. Dude, it's funny.
I know Justin Rocks is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess while we're talking about result stuff, I've got a few updates I can share. So like, obviously, I mean, you just saw, and Chris, actually, Justin got one too, but Chris, I ordered you that jersey. So that should be coming hopefully in the next 2 weeks, dude. So, okay. So Justin, how the jerseys even started, like, you know, I wore a jersey at my last 2 shows and it's just easy to throw over when you have a tan on. It's just like nice.
What jersey did you have at North Americans? I remember you wearing one.
Yeah, it was like a retro Detroit Tigers jersey that I had never even seen. And I'm not even exaggerating. I probably got like 500 compliments on it. Like people compliment me more on the jersey than they did my physique. I was like, fuck. So I guess I got
the win's a win. You just got to take it.
Yeah, but no, it's a sick jersey. So, you know, Chris and Carlos were talking behind the scenes and I forget, maybe it was Chris who messaged me and he was like, hey bro, I got an idea for you. What do you think about doing some like jerseys? And I was like, bro, I love that idea. So then I hopped online, started trying to find some samples and just obviously knowing that like, I know your sizes, Justin. I know Chris obviously is a little bit bigger than me too. So like when they were telling me what sizes they wanted, I was like, shit, I don't want to order the wrong size. So I was like, let me get a sample for myself first, make sure the stitching, the material, the quality, like everything's good. And then, you know, we'll fire off on them. So it only took about 2 weeks and I got that one the other day. Dude, I wore that to the gym. So many compliments, like everyone loved it. And I was like, okay, yep, this is the move for sure.
Yeah, that looks really good.
So Chris has like black and gray pinstripe one we ordered for him that's sick as fuck. Liz has like a white and baby blue pinstripe. And then Justin, I think he got the same exact one I did. And then I got Carlos wanted one that was like Padres colors, which is super dope too. So yeah, we got all those jerseys are on the way for you guys right now.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude. We were talking about the jerseys. We talked about buying each other our promo shirts and we're like, yeah, we're doing a jersey swap. We go pro. Like, we're gonna meet up and do like a jersey swap. And I was like, wait a minute, dude, what if we got like real jerseys? He's like, dude, yes. And so then he's like, text Scott. I was like, I gotta text him like right now.
Yeah, bro. And anytime you guys have ideas like that, I always am grateful for the inspiration because like low key, I wanted to do jerseys already, but I just like needed that extra push. And then obviously knowing that you guys are getting ready for pro qualifiers, I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So you guys have them in time for your show. So hopefully all the jerseys should arrive straight to you guys within the next 2 weeks. So fingers crossed on shipping.
Dude, when you're talking about jersey swap, did you guys see that picture? I think it was like 2 college basketball players, and their names were like Black and Dick or something. And
Yeah, Black Dick, and they did the jersey swap. Classic,
hilarious.
Classic. Let me think what other updates I have on result stuff right now while we're talking about that. Working on some new snapbacks. I know the one Chris is wearing, like everyone still loves that one, so I want to kind of like remake that one a little bit. I know that the women's stuff, I should hopefully be getting a text any minute, and hopefully that stuff's getting dropped off tonight because we've got like a full-on fashion style like photo shoot scheduled for tomorrow with a few of the girls and some of the athletes. So I'm really hoping I have like everything so we can like finally get to this next chapter I've been talking about with like high quality, high fashion images. Cause I just think that like when someone sees like Justin is 5'8", 230, that kind of helps them figure out how the shirt's going to fit and whatnot. So I think that just helps enhance the consumer experience.
100%. We talked about it a little bit before. And then like I even, when we talked about it, I had just ordered something and I used the model's like size to determine what I was getting. And when you told me your size of jersey, I used that to, guess what I was getting.
Yeah. Well, and again, knowing that like you and Chris are both bigger than me, Chris originally said 2XL and I was like, shit, I think I'm a 2XL. So if I'm a 2, Chris and you are at least a 3 or 4, right? So I order it and I put it on and like the fit on me was perfect, but I'm like, okay, I'm like, if I'm a 2X, I'm like, you guys got to be at least 3 or 4. No doubt.
I feel like jerseys run a little small because you remember that I got the Olympia jersey at the Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 2XL and that's like kind of snug on me.
Look, dude, you remember how impressed I was with all the Olympia apparel though? Like they really do a good job. And like attention to detail is something that I really appreciate in clothing these days. So when I see someone who like Olympia would have like custom stitching on like the aglets of like a pair of shorts or like the zipper, and you're like, okay, damn, they really like didn't spare any expense, which from a manufacturing standpoint, I really do see that they put time and effort into it. So it's thoughtful.
Yeah. What fucking aglet? Is that what the end of it?
This is from my shorts right now. It's the technical name for it is an aglet.
I'm impressed. You know that. I don't know if I've ever heard that word.
Dude, you would laugh. I literally, in like my little man bag I walk around with, because I always see shit and I get inspiration for it. I literally have like a tailor style like measuring tape. So if I see something, I can literally be like, okay, hold on, let me just measure that real quick. Okay, good. You know what I mean? Like I'll like pull someone over and be like, hey, can I just measure you real quick? Like, dude, I've lost my mind. But no, other results updates. All the tees dropped, hats, new hats I'm working on. Socks has still been a nightmare. Don't even get me started on that. The women's stuff is coming out hopefully today or tomorrow. And then the next thing I'm really, really excited for, and I haven't told Chris this, but I mean, dude, as someone who lives in mesh shorts, I cannot wait to do some really good, like high quality mesh shorts. Hopefully similar to the quality of like Anaka, but that's just going to take a little while longer because I think that stuff's overseas. And with the tariff situation going on, I might be paying a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think we're all getting pretty hit with the tariff stuff right now.
Bro, it's, I mean, like, fortunately, everything we make is made in the USA. And I'm happy that I've stuck to that route for right now. But I mean, like a buddy of mine who does manufacturing on like glassware and drinkware, I mean, he gets his stuff out of Taiwan, and this month alone, his shipment's up 34%. So obviously, like, that's going to affect his bottom line a substantial amount. So when I look at like, my whole goal with results was never, I mean, like I said to Justin, if ever I increase price on anything, it's because I increased quality, like something is newer, nicer, better. It's not just, oh, well, tariffs hit, we got to jump everything by 10, 15 bucks. Like, no, that's not right. Like if I'm going to charge more, that means like, even like the hats we were talking about, Justin, where it's like, I saw that higher quality that's similar to the Auto 5 panel. And I was like, okay, I could see us using these in the future, but that is going to be something that would then cause a price increase. But I'm not ready to do that because I never want to gouge anybody on products. Like I want it to be, affordable as much as it is stylish.
Yeah.
And dude, like honestly, even so with results, it's someone like it's pretty high damn quality. And for the price point that's at, you look at other brands, it's like $65, $70 a shirt. Honestly, with the corny stuff, I think we all know what shirts I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
that quality is still like subpar compared to, I think a result shirt's like $35, $40, and the
Yeah.
quality's 2-3 times better. You know what I mean?
Like, I do have another oversized tee brand that I really like for blanks that I could start printing on, and they are more expensive, but I kind of want to wait to drop like maybe a more premium type of line or a more minimal line that would, like you would wear that to like a nice steakhouse for dinner or whatnot. I mean, sure, you could wear like a trendy graphic tee, but at the same time, like making something that's so minimally branded that it almost crosses over into like that lifestyle type of apparel, which is cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
But all right, as usual, just hopping right into it. Welcome back, guys. If you're watching, this is episode 8 today, I believe. We got special guest, the homie Chris Kessell. He's in transit right now though, so if his connection's a little bad, just forgive him.
I think the route, I made sure like the route I'm going is 70 all the way back to St. Louis. So I should be money. If not, I got my old lady right beside me and she's a badass hotspot. So
there you go.
let me
Where
know
are
if
you
it
guys
gets
driving
dropped
from
off.
right now?
We're coming back from, I just got back into town again. So we normally try to go and see my mom. She lives in like Jefferson City. So it's like an hour and a half drive from our house back to Jeff City.
That's not too bad. It's kind of, I mean, that's close enough by. Like you get to visit every now and then.
Oh yeah, my mom's like my best friend, so any chance that I get to go see her, I think she loves my girlfriend more than me anyway. So we brought Katie and my dog and went down to visit her for a couple hours. She wanted to cook for us, but we're both prepping for junior nat, so just come and say hi.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw your girl. She's in prep too. She's doing junior nats as well.
Yeah, she is.
Hell yeah!
I don't know if you can jump in or not, say hi, but she's right here.
Hi.
I love actually. So like I had seen that she. Wait, say that again. Sorry.
She kills it.
No, I was gonna say I saw some of her like prep photos from last time. Dude, her conditioning is crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like Chris. That's your.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now?
No, you're good, bro.
Okay, cool.
He's like, all right, we're good.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
After I just said my connection was gonna be badass, it happened.
It's all good, bro. No, I would.
Yeah,
I just said that her conditioning. I saw some of her photos from her last prep, and dude, like, absolutely fucking shredded.
Yeah, she does. I mean, and she's a trooper. So I met Katie through bodybuilding, and I thought I could diet hard, and I was with her. I was in this long off season, and I was with her through her national prep last summer, first one. And I was like, and I thought I could diet, and I was like, holy shit, dude! Like this bikini girl, like whoops my ass. I was like, this is crazy. I mean, she would drive. You know, I work out of town, so she'd drive 12 hours, come and see me. Eyes are sunken in, cheeks are sunk in. I'm like, this girl is, and just off of that, I mean, she brings conditioning, but that's, you know, she just, it's bodybuilding, you know, it is not, she just lives it and she loves it and she brings her best. I've never seen her not bring a badass package anywhere.
Is this the first time you guys have been in a prep like together simultaneously?
Yeah, it is. We're either on or off all the time, but now this is our first time together through it, which it's pretty awesome. Honestly, pretty thankful to, you know, we get a show.
Yeah, I know that, like, obviously I've watched Justin and Liz go through prep simultaneously. And again, like, I think when you have a significant other who not just understands what it is you're doing to build the best version of yourself physically, but also mentally, and they see that every day, it's like they're genuinely there supporting you. I mean, whether it's something like cooking your jasmine rice or doing the load of laundry for you because they know you're tired, but it really does make such a difference when your significant other not just understands, but has been through it themselves, because then they truly, truly get what it feels like. And they're going to know, you know, like maybe you are having that bad day. You just don't feel 100%. And that's going to happen. It's prep.
Yep, it is. And we talk about it all the time. It's like, even like in an off season, we're both in an off season together, you know, like life in general, we know that, you know, I think we got lucky. We kind of talked about And so, if it's one day I'm 30 and she's 70, or I'm 80 and she's 20, she's always the only person I lean on. I mean, she does everything from like, pack a note in my lunch, or like, hey, I did the dishes for you, or, like we're saying, she cooks my rice, she weighs all my food out. Like, it's seriously such a blessing. And every day I'm just so thankful to be with her. It's awesome.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people will talk about how selfish bodybuilding can be. And yeah, there is a very selfish component to it. But when you have someone who loves you, cares about you, even if they're not a fellow athlete or competitor themselves, the fact that they just contribute a part of their day to make your life easier, I mean, it means so much. So I can only imagine that it's got to be a pretty cool feeling for both you guys to be in prep together right now.
Yeah, definitely. Our anniversary is like 1 week out from junior nat, so we don't really get to celebrate our full anniversary, but we're like, okay, look, we get the opportunity to be at nationals and both go for a pro card together. So after that, we'll celebrate whatever we gotta do. But it's almost like our anniversary is gonna be at junior nats. It's crazy. It's awesome.
It's pretty cool, actually, to be honest. Like, imagine what better way to celebrate an anniversary than both you guys competing and winning pro cards. Like, that's incredible.
We've said it like 5 times over by now. We're like, could you imagine, like, what if? And then but her big thing is like, we're not saying what if anymore, it's when. So she's like, when we win our pro cards, it's a 2-day show. So she's like, you get yours first, I'll get mine second. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And that's our anniversary gift to each other at this point.
That's fucking dope, bro. And I think a lot of us too, who are like right on that cusp of our amateur career, it's like, it's not if, it's literally just when. And so like, obviously I know being in prep, you're putting everything into this show because it's like, I know at least I feel really lucky from a health perspective when I'm like, quote, healthy enough to be able to get my body to that point. And you just never know how many times you're going to be able to like run through that, whether it's financial, life, relationship. Like there's just always so many variables that can fuck up having a good prep that like, I don't know. I almost just feel like it's a celebration of how much I love training 100%. That like, I'm just grateful to get there every time, Yeah.
And I think it's too, it's like I always say like we get an opportunity to do it. It's not so much as like, yeah, we get to work out, we get to eat, but it goes even down to like eating. It's like, man, most people, I can speak for myself, is I was never able to afford like, chicken breasts all the time, or like make sure I could buy protein powder every week. So like this is all stuff I'm like, okay, I get the opportunity to do all this now, and some other supplements. It's like I've never had this opportunity in my life, and it's like this isn't just bodybuilding anymore. It's a dream ever since being a kid. You always thought like I'm gonna be a bodybuilder. Well, it's honestly a pretty expensive hobby, and it's a huge opportunity to bodybuild, let alone then step on stage, and then take it to the next level. Okay, hey, we're looking for a career out of this. So every day, it really is an opportunity. It's awesome.
Yeah. I was thinking like as tough and shitty and hard as prep can be, it is a privilege. Like it's real big on the suffering part, but it is a privilege that we get to choose to do that. We get to eat this way. We get to train. We have the time and the opportunity to do this because it is a very time-consuming, expensive, tough thing to do. And we're blessed enough in our lives, one way or another, to be able to choose to do this.
Right.
It's a privilege to be able to have this opportunity and do these things.
Well, I just think that like, especially too, like at the position Chris is in right now, obviously he just dominated his last show and now he's back in prep. So it's just like, almost like when you recognize that, quote, you got to run this gauntlet of, okay, like, it's not just, oh, I want to compete, I'm going to go straight to winning my pro card. Like people need to realize that, again, like we always talk about, there's levels to this shit. So first off, it's 1, build a physique. Step 2, then diet down. Step 3, win a show. Then step 4, get back into prep. Step 5, get ready to do another show. And so it's like, even me, it took 5 shows in 7 years to feel like I had a package that would compete at North Americans. And I mean, it didn't compete as good as I wanted it to, but at the same time, now, for me at least, I got that lesson where now I know what I have to do to win. So it's like, I don't want to say that like I'm in this weird part where I don't want to get on stage again until I'm fully confident with the package. But let's be honest, like we all know what a pro physique looks like at this point. So if you're looking in the mirror and you don't feel like that's it, then I almost feel like you need more time. At least I know that's for me right now, what I'm looking at.
100%. I think that should be everyone's mentality with it. I mean, I've only done 2 shows. I did my first one, that St. Louis, the Midwest show. And I got dogged. Like, I did True Novice. I got like second call in True Novice, which I didn't even think would happen, but it happened to me. And ever since then, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this shit again until like I can get on stage and someone's like, oh shit. And so I took off like almost 2 years straight, a year and a half, something like that, of just growing and growing until we died it down again. And that show, that qualifier wasn't even on the table. It was just like, okay, let's die it down. Let's see what happened. We died it down. We're like 10 weeks out. We're like, okay, that's for certain now. Like, let's just do this, qualify it. And then somehow the reverse went good. And my coach was like, dude, we're doing nationals. Like, why wouldn't we do it? You know? But I agree. Katie says it all the time. She's won like 3 overalls, and she was like, I'm not ready for nationals. I'm just not. And she kept waiting and waiting years. And then now she's like, okay, I'm a national level bikini.
Yeah.
You know, I think it takes a lot to realize that, though. It takes a lot of, you know, like self-worth to know, like, yeah, I'm pretty good. And it takes even more to like, wait a minute, I'm not that good. You got to like knock yourself down a little bit and build off of it, which takes a lot of balls to do.
Well, I was finishing my leg day a few hours ago, and I was talking to a guy who he's not competing anymore. He tore his tricep, and like his physique's phenomenal. He previously had won a title of Mr. Arizona, I want to say, in men's physique before. So someone who had a good physique at a winning level, but now obviously recognizes his injury is going to have some setbacks if he gets on stage again. So I'm pretty sure he's done with competing. But he was talking to me, asking when I was getting back on stage. And I said to him, I go, I'll be honest, man, like, I know where the gaps are in my physique. And even though I'm doing all the right things every day, checking the boxes, it just takes time. And what it really made me think about was the shitty feeling I felt of being second call out. Like, I had never experienced a second call out. I was always literally finishing first or second in every show I had done until North Americans. And so when I'm standing there on the sideline, just in my front relax pose, not doing shit, I'm like, this is not it. Like, I didn't come here to stand on the sidelines and watch everyone else win. So it's almost like knowing how shitty you felt in that moment where you're like, okay, we don't want to experience that again. So it's like, I don't want to say sometimes people rush into a show, but I think that like, if you genuinely are there to win, you have to be patient. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is like just being very patient. And it's fucking hard, dude. It's fucking hard.
That's the best thing to do, though. Like you said, I think a lot of people, just because you qualify for a national show doesn't mean you're ready for a national show. I think I did 1, 4, 5, 6 shows, technically 7, before I did a pro qualifier. And I'd never placed less than second. I've only placed first and second in my career. And I waited until I think it was like my 7th or 8th show when I did a pro qualifier. And because I knew, like, just because I won a local show or got second at a local show, that doesn't mean I'm ready to win, you know, a pro card or ready to win at a national level competition, you know, because everybody there has won the overall or multiple overalls. Right. And then, like, who am I? A second place qualification? Do you think I'm going to beat an overall winner or 7 of them? Like, that's just retarded, honestly. Like, that's just stupid. That's lacking self-awareness. So like, I waited, you know, I didn't compete at a national level show until I was 8 years into my bodybuilding like journey. Like, I competed in 2015 to start. 2023 was my first national show. You know, it just takes time, like you said, and some people don't have that self-awareness to know, like, just because I qualified, that doesn't mean I'm ready or that I'm in a position to win. And like you said, that feeling of being in second call-outs or not winning, that's what drives me, especially between 23 and 24, is I fucking hate to lose. Like, I don't like it. And the worst one was at USA's when you were there in 23. I split center at prejudging. We go to finals, we do our routine, and then I got called in second place. I was not happy at all.
No, it's and that's the thing too. Even with like what Katie said, okay, so sure, she won 3 overalls, which is phenomenal. That's incredible, right? But also being self-aware enough to say like, hey, like, winning 3 overalls is cool, but is this like a national level package that can win a pro card? And for her to have that self-awareness to be like, okay, like I still have room to improve. And I think we all kind of have that mindset of like, again, Justin got his pro card, but that doesn't mean he took his foot off the gas. Obviously now he knows he has a lot more room to improve to get on that pro level. But it's like, I think really it just comes back to understanding where you are. As much as everyone talks about, oh, it's you versus you. Sure, until you get on stage and it's you versus the guy or girl next to you. So
I always go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just gonna say it also speaks kind of like how much do you love the sport? Do you love it enough to go a whole year, 2 years of just all season training, dieting down, training, getting bigger again? Of not, like there's no fame in that, there's nothing to it. You're living your life. Like that's where you find out, okay, do I love bodybuilding or not? It's not you love it regardless. So if you can take those periods of time without it, then that will truly show an athlete like, okay, look, this is what the sport truly is. Yeah, the getting on stage, dieting down part, it's there too. But like, can you do an off season where you're going through a mass phase and a diet phase without a show in sight? That'll show an athlete's grit. Like, do you truly love this or not?
Yeah, you're right. Because I mean, like even a day like today, I was doing quads, and here I am. I'm 33 weeks into an off season. Yes, I still count. But it's like one of those things where I'm like, I have no show in mind. I'm not on cycle, and I'm just like, okay, like maybe we're moving in the right direction at like 1% a week, which is slow and steady. But obviously, that you're getting ready to ramp back up for something bigger and better. So for me right now, I don't know. I think this week with training, my training's been so focused lately, but like Justin knows, and I just posted it before we hopped on, I really have to look at my side-by-sides over the years to just kind of like wrap my head around like, okay, you are moving in the right direction. And maybe if it's not at the pace you want it to be, you have to listen to your body and be responsible with obviously what you're doing, but also with what makes sense with your health, your genetics, things like that. So hopefully soon I'll get a big back like Chris.
That's all I can say is just pros.
You posted a picture the other day, and I said to you, I tagged, I was like, I just want legs like Chris Kessell when I grow up. And Chris goes, what did you tell me to do? Like reverse hack squats or something?
Oh yeah, I was like, dude, I've always had little quads on me. I mean, since like I was young, but my legs like looked okay. Like okay, this guy has like heads of his squats there. That's cool. And then I said just reverse hack squats just to build that volume. I don't think legs look big legs until you start bringing those adductors through. You know what I mean? Those hamstrings start popping. Then you're like, oh shit, these are like tree trunks now. They're big cylinders versus these 2D planks just right in front of you. And once we start really hammering the hamstrings and abductors, they're like just start blowing up.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, and I'm sure we all feel the same way, but like when you look back at your old photos, like the one I posted side by side earlier, and I remember taking that photo back in 2021 and being like, oh, damn, we're killing it. And now I look at it now and I was like, yo, that physique was trash. What was I thinking? Like, so it's so funny how like you look at your own evolution and in your head, you thought you were doing something, but really like, you're like, nah, we weren't about that life.
We like gaslight ourselves into thinking we're badass.
Yeah.
3 years later, like,
sure.
Why did I ever post that?
You know what though? Speaking about some crazy transformations, did you guys see? It was from, I want to say that Utah Classic show maybe last weekend, but shout out at his name's Brock Jenkins. He trains over at a Fit Club, which in Vegas where I used to train in my buddy's own. So we've never crossed paths. I've never met him, but from everything I've seen of this guy online, his transformation from a men's physique guy to now he got second at the that Utah Classic. And dude, this guy's physique is insane.
Yeah, that dude, I've been following him for a minute. I follow all of Kutz's athletes are just really quality people, quality athletes. He pops out. And I started watching, they're like, yeah, he's going to go through class physique. And I was like, there's no way. And then they posted it's like 10 weeks out. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But even at the Detroit Pro, like a week or so beforehand, he stood out on that stage. He didn't really place as high. There's really stacked athletes, but
yeah, I think he got 7th in Detroit. But then to jump within a couple weeks from 7th to 2nd, obviously, like again, between show to show, you can make improvements over a few weeks. but like, I think Justin's probably looking at his photos right now, but
Yeah.
dude, I mean, when I see a lot of these men's physique guys, like think about a Logan Franklin, think about Carlos, who Justin, we were with in Vegas, who's about to do a men's physique debut or classic physique rather. It's crazy the transformation they made. And I think that goes to show a lot of the men's physique guys could be classic guys if they trained, I don't want to say harder, but just differently.
100%. Their upper body, I mean, you could make an argument. Some of those guys, their upper body is the same as, like, honestly, a lot of open bodybuilders. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the same jump that, like, you win. Some of these guys win their pro cards in classic, and they start jumping up to or just the bodybuilding. Same with these physique guys. Honestly, they're huge. Like, Nick Justice, he won his pro card. He's a good buddy of mine.
Oh, yeah, Nick's huge, bro. Huge upper body.
Gigantic. And his upper body, I mean, just like flip of a switch, his bottom half just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
You know, he's a giant. That dude works big time.
How much does Nick weigh? I met him in Vegas during the Olympia, and we trained a little bit together out there. But
Dude,
I mean, he's pretty tall. He's a big in general. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say he's probably, if I had to guess, 6'2".
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
He's pushing, I think he was saying like it was like 280, 300, like something like that, high 200s at least. He's a freaking monster, dude.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I like a lot of the content he posts. You know how there's just some people, you feel like you're watching them on social media and it's like a facade. It's like a fake version of who they really are. But with Nick Justice, who we're talking about, I feel like that genuinely is the same dude 24 hours in a day. Like, he's just very raw, which I appreciate because I'm very unfiltered myself. But I think that, like, it's when you get through that, like, there's almost some people you watch and you can tell they're so curated for content where, like, hey guys, welcome back, where he's just like, yo, what's up, bitches? You know what I mean? And it's like, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. He pulled me out aside from first time it's like oh, I really appreciate it. And just so real and just like, let me see the side chest. You know, this is, he posted a picture when he was watching me do it.
Yeah, I remember
and just
that.
like, he's like, dude, like, you know, hype me up. This. I compete against one of his guys. Awesome dude too. He just shouted me out on his last podcast, so shout out to Nick also. But same energy, dude. Everything you see that he posts like online, dude, he's a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. You know what I mean? He loves the sport. It seems like, you know, the athletes, like, he's just there because he loves this shit.
Well, I think at a certain point, to be good at this, you can't force yourself to like it. You either do or you don't, right? And so it's like, I don't know, even today, not that like today's workout was so hard, I wanted to quit bodybuilding, I wanted to quit halfway through my workout, but like, here I am in that thought. I'm like, damn, when do I have a show coming up? Like, what am I doing, you know? And it's like, okay, I'm training hard. That's what I'm doing. It's like, it's easier when you have a goal in mind. Like, I've said this before, and it's almost like, you know how you'll be in the gym sometimes and you see someone with like a great physique, right? And you'll go over to them and be like, hey, looking good, bro. You compete, or when's your show? And like, no. And you're like, you just look like this all the time. Like, you just maintain 5 to 10% body fat and look like props to you, because I know for us, our physiques are more relevant to a goal, but a date on a calendar, right? So for me, it's like, I'm in my off season. The goal is to put on weight. But then when that flip switches for prep, it's like, okay, now we're going to get as shredded as humanly possible. But when I see people who are just maintaining a great physique, it is impressive because, I mean, they found a way somehow to sustainably do it.
Love it.
Yeah, I think it does get to a point. You really got to love this shit. Otherwise, I mean, I've seen guys who, I was at a show 2-3 years ago, maybe, and we're backstage with this guy who, he was telling us it was his first show. He was kind of nervous, didn't know what to expect. Well, the guy ends up winning his class, and we're backstage and we're all hyped for him. We're like, dude, congrats. Like, how was it? What was your experience? What'd you think? And he was like, honestly, it's not that great. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I don't really think I like it. I don't think I'm going to compete again. And it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, here you have a guy that just doesn't give a fuck about the sport, is going to take his trophy, walk away, never come back. But he just beat a bunch of people. Yes, he did have a better physique. But when you think about how much more it meant to those other people, it kind of sucks, because like, they genuinely were upset that they didn't do better. And it's like, you lost to a guy who doesn't even give a fuck. That's crazy to me, to like, that you could win a show not caring.
Yeah, I think it's that's kind of funny, a little bit ironic, but someone like that eventually they'll get weeded out because there are going to be there will be people that are working harder and care more
Yep.
and have a better physique and have better genetics. Because, like, not to say that he doesn't work hard. I don't even know who it is, but you can only work so hard if you don't like something. If you truly enjoy something, if you're truly invested, you're gonna have that extra oomph, that extra intent to things, that extra discipline. Because, like, and there's a difference between checking boxes and having intent. I know we like loosely say we check the boxes, but in reality, like, there's someone that can check the boxes each day, and you can go in and you and I could do the same workout, the same number of sets, the same reps, but the intensity and the weight we use, there's a difference when you like truly care and you're truly going hard versus checking the boxes of a leg workout. I see people work out in the gym, years on end, and they look the same because they're most likely just checking the boxes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying not to throw up after my leg days.
Yep.
Because there's a different intent there. And it's like, this sport is too hard to be successful long-term if you don't love it. Yes, some people are going to be gifted or hyper responders or naturally better genetically, and they might coast to some level of stuff. It's like any sport. Some just God-given talent will get you so far, but at a certain point, your genetics don't, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard,
Yeah. No, I definitely would agree with that. And I think that, like, kind of like you said, or kind of like Chris said, rather, like, at a certain point, like, when you are going this deep, you have to love it. But I use this analogy a lot with a lot of my male clients, sometimes my female ones, if they're cool. But I joke with them. I say, listen, I said, your significant other calls you up, says, hey, it's late, come on over, I'm feeling some type of way. Are you going just the tip? Or are you going balls deep? And to be honest, when I give that analogy, people go, no, we ain't playing just the tip. I go, well, that's how it should be when you go to the gym. If you aren't going to go balls deep, don't show up. Because when you do this just to tip shit, you're really just teasing yourself and you ain't going to get the results. So it's like, when I see people who are, quote, just the tip type of person in the gym, I'm like, go home, just go home.
Yeah. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. So
Justin really got that like hammered into me, where it's like, do it with intent or don't do it at all. So like, even on a day where, not to say you lose your motivation, but you have to find a reason why, I can search for a million reasons to keep me going. So fortunately it was a good, tough leg day, but man, I can't wait to get back on cycle. Like, it sounds like such a drug addict type of behavior, but like, I'm ready, I'm healthy, and I'm fucking ready. So
life's always better with a little juice.
Dude, okay, I got to tell you this, both of you guys will laugh. So I've got my Helomix sitting next to where I'm training one of my girls yesterday. And some of the lifestyle clients I work with are just very naive to a lot of things in the industry in general. So she picks up my water bottle and she goes, oh shit. She goes, I don't want to drink out of your water bottle. I said, why? What's wrong with it? She goes, well, there might be steroids in it. I start dying laughing and I go, wait. Do you think that you drink steroids? And she goes, yeah, how else would you take them? I go, okay, yeah, let's go with that, right? So then she starts going around the gym, basically being like, okay, is this person natty? Is that person natty? And as I'm basically telling her Santa Claus isn't real, you can see the reaction on her face. She's like, you mean to tell me no one's natural? I was like, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just funny because she was like, wait, she's like thinking that I'm like, what is this, strawberry flavored steroids? Like, no, it's fucking water.
Just crush up Anavar in your water.
What's that?
Little Anavar and Halo crushed up in there.
Probably wouldn't taste good.
It would taste horrible.
Someone
mix with some BCAs, you're all good.
Someone asked me what MK tasted like the other day, and the only analogy I could give them was it tastes how rubber cement smells.
I've never done
about, like,
that. Doesn't sound good though. I said I've never done MK, but that does not sound appealing.
No, it's if you use the liquid, it's like a little drop, and even just one drop tastes so bitter that like you can't help but make this face. So like, fortunately, I'm using a capsule, but I do think that the liquid's more effective. So I'm gonna switch back to that just for my appetite. But like, dude, the face I make every morning when I'm taking my vitamins, I'm like it's like a gag reflex. It's so bad.
Dude, I do like liquid cleanse when I'm in prep, and
Mhm.
I don't think it tastes good, but for some reason I like it. And it's like I don't I think it's like a mental thing because I'm like, I'm taking a fat burner. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's not that I like particularly like it, the taste, but I enjoy doing it, if that makes sense.
I'll tell you a funny cleanse story is the first time I started using it, 2023, I was in my protocol supposed to use 40 micrograms per day. So I would split it 20 and 20. And the first time I used it, I had no idea. So I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just dose it all at once. Oh my God. Dude, I was shaking so hard. Like, imagine you're like the movie Liar Liar, that scene where he's like, the pen is, that was literally me trying to write a sentence with a pen and paper. It was fucking miserable, but it was kind of funny too.
Yeah, at the beginning of my last prep, the first day I started Clen, I got I don't know if I had it the year before. I might have been, but anyways,
Yeah.
Clen I have is 200 micrograms per milliliter. So
Okay.
like that's double the normal strength. Typically it's like 100 per milliliter. So it's 200 micrograms per milliliter. And I was, probably supposed to do 20 or 40. I don't remember. And so I did a little bit, noticed there was still a little bit left in the dropper, did a little bit more. And I'm like, there's still a little bit left, did a little bit more. And then I was like, I probably just quadrupled the amount that I'm supposed to take because it's so concentrated. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know better than that. Like, what am I doing? It was just like, oh, just a little bit. And I'm like, well, 1/10 of a milliliter is 20 right there. Like I probably just took 60 or 80 my first day on it. Sure enough, an hour later, I puked. I was like, "Oh, I'm not
Oh my
good."
God.
And I was
That's
like, "I
funny.
know exactly what it is. I took too much Clen on accident."
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Like,
Um, while we're talking compounds and things like that, Chris, how's your cycle looking right now?
it's honestly pretty moderate. I mean, a good bit. In the grand scheme of things, it's nothing crazy. I take 150 tests. My mass strong gets pushed to 700 right now, and then I just started clean yesterday, and then I just started taking GH for the first time in January. So now we were taking 5 IUs at night, and now we split it up and split my doses half in the morning and then half pre-workout,
Okay.
which has been a game changer. Um, that's all I take. That's pretty much gonna be my whole prep right there. My plan might
How are your
ramp up.
hands?
We might throw. Huh?
How are your hands? I remember you texted me about your hands. How are they doing?
Not good still.
What are you like cramping up?
So, yeah, I use my hands for work. Like I'm a welder. I work
Yep.
in refineries, and so I texted Justin and I was like, dude, like my hands. I wake up every day and my hands are stuck. And then while I'm welding though, I stop feeling my hands like when I'm working.
Yeah.
And kind of shitty because like my job is on the line, and whatever I'm doing anything I do at work. And I'm texting Justin, I'm like, dude, is there any way to like stop this? And he's like, I mean, you could like lower the dose or just suck it up. It's like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna suck it up. I'm not lowering the fucking dose. Like, that's why.
Oh, I'll just suck it
Not
up then.
doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So now, I mean, I think now I dropped a little bit more body fat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting a lot leaner, and so I think it's helping a little bit with that. But it's still after about like in the morning, especially if I make a weld first thing in the morning, I go like for 5 minutes, my hands start like shriveling up like that one movie, the guy with the mashed potatoes. But I'm like, this is okay. Like this is my strong hand now.
Yeah, he's like, let me use my strong hand.
Yeah, like, this is my life, guys. It's great. But it's been a game changer.
I would recommend you can get it just like off Amazon, but it's called taurine, and that helped me a lot with some of the cramping that I was experiencing, which I think was from the Clen. And as soon as I took, I want to say I was only taking 2 capsules a day, so I think that's probably like 2,000 microgram, like because it comes in like 1,000, so it's not like a high dose. But I want to say I was taking 2 capsules a day, and that completely eliminated like a lot of that feeling you were talking about. So maybe that'll work for you.
I was supposed to use that my last prep, my last like 4 weeks out when I had like a step count, but I decided to prep in the winter time, which sucks. So I had to walk on the treadmill a little bit, but my calves would pump up so much when I do any kind of cardio, and it would get so bad I'd walk out of house of pain and try to jump in my truck, and I can't physically jump or like lift my leg up. And I told coach, I'm like, dude, I like to gas truck, like I'm stuck. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, if I touch my foot anywhere, like I get a Charlie horse, I'm gonna die. And he's like, dude, go order training. Like, do this now. And it came to the point, like, I tried to leave the parking lot, and I'd stop, throw my truck in park, and, like, massage my calves out to start going again. So, taurine, we use that to eliminate it. But I'd get the gnarliest, like, just calf pumps in the world from, I think it came from the Clinton.
That's funny.
Not funny.
Well,
pumps or cramps.
I'll tell you something else that's funny is, like, obviously just being sore, you're training hard in prep, supplements can cause cramping, shit like that. I would carry around like this little massage gun in my car, right? So I'd be like driving and I'd be like sitting in a red light and like I would just be sitting there like this, like using the gun on like my quads. Now imagine you're the car next to me and you're just looking over, seeing somebody go like this. You're probably like, what the fuck? Like, but I could care less. I mean, fuck them. I'm over here trying to make sure I'm not cramping. So like, dude, it would just be funny if like someone actually saw me in public and they're like, this guy jerking off? What is he doing?
This guy's living his life.
Literally just, I'm just rubbing out one, guys. I'm just rubbing one out. It's pretty fucked up.
Stress is pretty low.
Yeah, no, I was telling Justin that I'm pretty lucky because the gym I coach out of now and I train myself from, we have like every different type of recovery method under the sun. And we actually just got a DEXA scan too, which is going to be sick. So I can finally like see where I'm at the start of a prep, the end of a prep, not any of this in-body bullshit, which we all know is misleading, but just having that alone from a recovery standpoint, I think has made such a difference. And even just something as minimal as doing compression sleeves, like 30 minutes twice a week prior to training legs has helped me out a substantial amount. So.
Yeah, it's huge.
Chris, what, let me ask you this. Obviously you're in prep right now. You got any, like, I always ask, do you have any stories where you've like cheated on your diet or like having like a craving that just like totally just consumed you?
No, I've only cheated once on any prep, and it was this last prep. I ride bikes, motorcycles a lot, and dude, I was like 6 weeks out. Like it really wasn't anything crazy. My glutes were all the way in at 6 weeks out, and I was about to go on this ride. It was at nighttime. I had this event coming up, whatever. It was like 50 degrees out in October. Like I was gonna get my ass beat, and it was like had half of a spoonful of fit butter. I remember that, like, my old lady eats fit butters. I don't even eat this stuff. But in my head, I was like, I need this because there's fats and it's going to keep me full. And I'm going to be starving on my bike and I don't want to wreck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to turn this over.
Yeah. That's a scary thought in itself, actually, because I know there have been times where I've been driving my car in prep and low key, I like kind of fall asleep at like a red light or something because I'm so depleted.
Yeah. And this is at like, I mean, I think at that night, it was like 9 o'clock at night. So it was late. It's going to be a late ride. And so I had this like half a spoonful of fit butter, which is probably like, I don't know how many calories, whatever it was. Very minuscule. Anyways, I did that, went on this ride, and came back from that night. I was showering, and Katie was like, hey, Chris. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And she's just like, what did you do? And I was like, what are you talking about? She saw that the fit butter was messed up, and I was just like, I fucked up. I called Greg immediately. I was like, dude, I fucked up big time. Like, dude, I don't know what to do. I mean, I just like went off the wire. Greg's like, what are you talking to? Like, you're fine. You have
it's 1 tablespoon. Chill.
Yeah, he was like, you're good. I called like my other buddy Luke up, and I was like, dude, I fucked up. Like, I'm screwed. I went like off the wire. The next day, I did all this cardio, and Greg's like, what are you like? My calves pumped up again. And I was like, I called him, like, dude, my calves. I can't do my calves. He's like, did you cardio? I was like, yeah. He's like, are you freaking out? I said, yeah, man, I'm freaking fuck out. I don't know.
Freaking out, man.
He's like, dude, chill out. Like, your glutes are peeled. Like a spoonful of fit butter, you're good. He's like, just don't do that again. But in all reality, I have 300 calories of just like of a snack. What I can have every day. It's like free calories in my plans. It's normally like I'll use it, you know, whatever it is, like for like a fat-free cheese or a sauce, or whatever. Which that could have been included in that calories, you know, portion about it. And that's the only time, and it just whooped my ass more up here than anything, because I just like for a day I was like sitting in the corner like hunched over, like I'm just gonna screw it, I'm gonna lose, I'm done. Like Greg's gonna fire me. I'm the worst bodybuilder.
I'm the worst client ever, worst athlete ever. Fucked up.
I suck. Yeah.
It's funny how we're our own toughest critics, and like this past week, I was telling one of my girls, we've been working together now for about just going on 7 weeks tomorrow. And I wrote her in her email last week. I said, hey, why don't you have a free meal? One meal this week, anything you want. And her response was, I don't want a free meal. Like, I want to stay on the diet. And I said, no, you need to have one. And she goes, can you explain to me why? And I said, yeah, I go, sometimes it's nice to give your body the carbs, the fats that it hasn't been having, but also mentally, it's going to allow you to reset and be like, cool, I got that out of the way. I don't need it. Or what actually happens, like what happened to me on my most recent refeed, this past week, I was eating my In-N-Out burgers and I was like halfway through my burger and I'm like, this isn't even that good. And like, then you're just like, I could be happier with chicken and rice. So it's almost, you have that realization where like, you thought the cheat meal refeed was so satiating and so great, but then you come to realize it's just food. It's not really any different or much better than what you're normally used to eating. So it's almost like kind of that little mental reprieve where you're like, okay, cool, back to the healthy food now, you know? So I think she ate a burger. She goes, I felt so guilty. I was like, no, don't feel guilty. I was like, enjoy it, get it out of the system, and then let's reset, you know? So.
Oh yeah, I get thankful. I get a meal a week right now. I get two. It just got cut down this week, but I've been fucking up Domino's stuffed crust pizza like once a week. I lose weight off of it. But I've been posting, all my buddies are in prep now, and they're just like swipe up. They're like, dude, you fucking suck. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's pizza time, dude.
You know what's funny is, Justin, after we did the pod with Kenny a few weeks ago, we were joking about what shitty food he was going to eat for dinner. He posts on his story after, I guess, and Chris, maybe you've had this already, but it's a Domino's stuffed crust pizza, but they now have like the Parmesan butter stuff.
God,
like,
dude.
Okay, wait. That's
my shit.
I was like, that's exactly what Chris had the other day. Because I even messed with this. I'm like, dude, that looks good.
Okay,
I have been having it every week for like 2 months.
Dude, okay, wait. This kind of leads into something I wanted to talk about today of how crazy it is to me that as Americans, we find ways to make our food even more unhealthy. So like what prompted that thought was I was like scrolling through my Instagram and randomly a Taco Bell ad pops up and it's like, hey guys, introducing the new double cheesy gordita crunch. And I'm like, double? I'm like, what was wrong with single? So I look at the photo and I'm trying to figure out where they put more cheese on this shit. And literally they wrapped the entire like thing in, it's just wrapped in cheese. And I'm like these corporations must sit around in their fucking beautiful $1 million boardrooms and they're just like, all right, guys, how can we make our unhealthier food more unhealthy? Who's got the best idea? Go. It's crazy to me.
More cheese.
Yeah, as a fat kid, I'm all for it, man. I'll be honest. I love it.
Well, okay, so but it's like I almost feel like they have like maybe one designated person for like say KFC, and they're like, okay, call Tom in. We got to have him taste test everything. Tom, now we know the chicken is good. How do we make it worse? And he's like, oh, wrap it in cheese. They're like, brilliant.
And Tom is just a wicked stoner.
Dude, it's crazy. And then like, you know what else I saw this last week that I thought was fucking crazy is, okay, I don't really like IKEA because every time I go there, it's just a fucking nightmare and building their furniture is horrible too. But I saw IKEA, the furniture store, they have like a little cafe and there was someone posting that they are now selling black hot dogs. And I was like, what? So I looked it up and it genuinely is what it sounds like. It looks like somebody took a hot dog and food dyed it black. And I'm like, okay, we already know hot dogs are like the shittiest quality of shit ground up and put into a casing. But now you want me to eat a just black, like it looks like mold. Like what the fuck? And I'm like, who's buying this? Like, not me.
I think that's in England they do it. It's like their blood. Over, bro? No, this sounds really shitty, but I'm driving by road work while I'm on a Zoom call.
I was like, hang on one sec, officer. I'm on a Zoom.
Yeah, hey, give me like 10 minutes, bro. They in England it's like blood sausage, so I think it's probably the same at IKEA because they're Swedish, but they use like blood, quote unquote, but like your liver and other stuff, and they make a sausage out of it. It's disgusting. I know English people eat it, but it's like pitch black. Yeah, they can't eat, dude.
I'll send you guys a picture of this when we hop off, and you're gonna look at it and like, I don't care how hungry I am. I ain't eating that black hot dog. That shit looks disgusting. It literally
Not
looks
at all.
moldy as fuck.
I don't
Dude,
eat
I know
hot dogs
Justin's.
in there.
Yeah.
I think hot dogs are disgusting to begin with. It's just lips
Yep.
and ass ground up, like just disgusting in the first place. But a
Yeah.
black one, I'm like, I didn't think it could get worse, but you found a way.
Well, that's like, do you guys remember a few years ago, Heinz was like trying to market ketchup more to children, and they had like colored ketchup. So there was like
Yeah.
a green and a purple. And I was talking about that the other day. We're like, I'm sorry, to me, tomatoes are red. Ketchup should be red. Like, I could maybe understand green, but like neon green ketchup, fuck no.
Yeah, it's like, what's the purpose? Like, do kids really need to have their ketchup on their chicken nuggies fucking green? Or, like,
It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say I'm amazed in a good way with how we as Americans find a way to make the quality of food worse, but it's literally mind blowing to me. Like even for example, like a lot of the gyms now are kind of smartening up. They'll get rid of the vending machines that have the chips, the crackers in them, and they'll start to do like protein shakes and protein bars. So obviously giving like healthier options, but it's like, guys, like, come on. Like, you want to know why you're out of shape? It's because you're eating fucking Taco Bell's cheesy gordita cheese wrapped crunch 3 times a week. Like, it's not sustainable.
I see it a lot with these guys. And they're always like, dude, how do I get in shape? This and that. And I'm like, dude, I see what you guys bring to lunch. And they're like, well, let me hire you. And I'm like, hey, we can try this. I know this is going to go. We work out of town, you know, and they just start bringing in just more, just shit food.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you can only lead a horse to water. But
I feel like 9 out of 10 times when I work with a client, I always tell them for their first week, just follow the same diet you have been, make a food log so I can look over it. And usually after a week of working together, I see a couple things. I see one, their training wasn't bad. It just needs to be kind of form correction and intensified a little bit. But typically the biggest thing that needs to change is their diet. And there's always like these red flags you'll see when you look at how someone ate for a couple days. You're like, oh my God, like this is what the problem is right here. You're eating 112 grams of peanut butter of fat every single day. Of course you're not getting lean.
I love when people think peanut butter is supposed to be like super badass, healthy, high protein food.
I think I would say peanut butter and avocados are probably the 2 healthy fats people just get so wrong. And like, of course, it's like healthy fats, because like, I think about how the 3 of us eat, right? I already know if either you guys have avocado in your meal, you're literally cutting that bitch up, weighing it out to the gram. You're not going to be like, you know, it says 35 grams. I'm just going to go with half. Like, no, that's not how you do it. But that's how the majority of people do it. And so it's crazy to me. I was talking about this analogy earlier. I always say like, and I'm sure both you guys like caught shit early on in your bodybuilding days for like weighing your food or measuring things out. But so whenever someone would give me shit about that, I'd be like, okay, make me a cake. And they'd be like, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'd say, go ahead and bake me a cake. Because I guarantee if you just guess the amounts for the flour, the baking soda, the butter, all this shit, your cake ain't going to rise correctly. So you are that cake. You're the same way, where if you don't measure and weigh your food, how would you expect you to rise correctly?
Yeah, you're a shitty ass cake.
Shitty cake. No one wants shitty cake. But so like for me, I don't even like when people are like, oh my God, you even like, I think Justin measures his sauces too. And it's like, well, yeah, it says a serving size is 15 grams or 15 milliliters. So I probably don't need much more than that to satiate my palate, right? Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I weigh out the sauces and then I'm like, all right, that's enough sauce because I know how many calories. And then if I need more, I'll use like hot sauce or something that doesn't have calories.
Yeah, exactly. I think too, like, what's pathetic to me, that sounds terrible, but what's pathetic to me is we live in a world now where, yes, there are so many shitty food options, but there's so many good, healthy alternatives to whatever your shitty craving is. So it's like, don't eat the chocolate cake, eat a chocolate protein bar. Don't eat the chips, eat protein chips. Like, you can always make a better health conscious decision. So when I see people that still make poor choices when they're supposed to be cutting or losing weight, I'm just like, the fuck did you think was going to happen? Like, this is why you are the way you are.
I don't understand why anyone drinks full sugar pop. Like, there's diet pop. Like, I'm not against pop, but it's like, why drink 200 calories of pure processed bullshit sugar? And typically it's like high fructose corn syrup. It's not even real sugar anymore.
Yeah.
You could just drink a diet pop. Like right there, you can cut out a couple hundred calories. I mean, I got a, diet root beer right here. Like I'm not
I
against.
saw you sipping on it. Look pretty good.
Yeah, it is. But it's like, why would you, when the option is there, like, and they're usually literally right next to each other in the cooler, why drink a real pop when you can have a diet or a 0-calorie one? Like
it's the same thing for me. Like I use maple syrup as probably the best example because like I honestly, yeah, if I put like a full flavor, full calorie maple syrup next to a sugar-free one and I did a blind taste test, yes, I would know. But like if I'm eating my anabolic French toast in the morning or some protein pancakes and I put 30 milliliters of sugar-free syrup on there, 5 calories, 10 calories, maybe 15 if you're splurging, it's going to taste just as good. So it's like I can get the feeling or the taste and still enjoy it versus like I almost would feel guilty if I'm just like smothering all this butter and all this fucking 300 calories worth of syrup on my food. No way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I got 2 more bodybuilding things, and then we got a few that are a little off that topic. But going back to the Utah Classic, I want to talk about, dude, the guy, he actually won 2 shows back-to-back weeks. I want to say, I could be saying his last name wrong, but his first name is Phil Dew. It's this Asian guy. I can pull him up if you guys don't know who I'm talking about. Here, dude, when I say, like, Chris, you're what, like 5'11" if I had to guess?
No, buddy, I am 5'8" on a good day.
You are not 5'8". What the fuck?
Class B, the short side of Class B.
Holy shit.
My weight cap's 187.
Well, I was gonna say, because I mean I'm 5'7", and I thought you were substantially taller than me, but like this guy Phil, who I'm talking about, if Justin, you're looking him up, he doesn't look like he could be a hair over 5'7", maybe even 5'6". And the fact he has as much muscle, huh?
Oh, nope, never mind. I'm trying to find him, but I don't.
It's here. I'll pull it up right now. Let me share my screen. Hold on.
I just pulled up some middle-aged dad with a family of 4.
Here, hang on. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Okay.
I think when they did the comparison of him and Brock, you could really see how big Brock is.
Yeah, Brock's huge.
He's taller.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Let me Phil. I think it's NIU. Phil, hold on. Maybe it's NUI. I think it's NIU. IFBB Pro. Phil New.
Oh, that's why I was looking up DUI or DIU.
Philip New. No, this isn't him. Hold on, let me search.
Or you could go to just the Bodybuilders Without Borders.
Here we go.
I think just posted.
Dude, look at this guy. Like when you see how, like, bro, this is crazy for conditioning. Look at the striations. Wait for it. Jesus. Okay, but here is. So he won the Fit World, and then the following week or 2 weeks later, he won another show. But I mean, just look at this man's fucking legs.
Yeah, he's got some quads.
No disrespect to the Big Tent, but I mean, like, I got to be honest. Look at the difference between 5th and 1st. Like, dude, that is crazy.
He's thick.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. And like, I mean, that's the thing. Here's this video. I mean, this guy looks phenomenal. And Chris, like, agree or disagree, he can't be any taller than maybe 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, I thought he was pretty short.
He looks compact.
He looks short. Yeah, he looks real compact.
I hate pulling genetic cards, but the genetic Asian bodybuilders, if you like, you can see the trend. They have giant calves, really giant quads, and their skin just like envelopes into them super, super well. Like, yeah. Asian legs are a thing, and they're badass.
Dude, I've said it from day one. It's always Asian or black guys who just have great muscle insertion, muscle bellies, conditioning. And then, God forbid, you run into a Blasian guy, black and Asian. Yeah. Oh, you're double fucked. You're double fucked. But yeah, this guy, Phil, like, when I saw, and Justin knows, like, anytime I see someone relative to now, I guess I can say you, me, Chris's height, and they got size like that, density like that, I'm like, okay, like back to work for me, but it's so impressive. So yeah, I mean, I was really amazed by that guy, Brock, and the fact that Phil beat him with such a just dense package. I mean, it's very inspiring.
Yeah, there's a big debate on that. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
I was gonna say he's dense. I feel like he could almost, and I feel like you might actually be kind of going towards this. He could almost be like a 212 competitor or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's where the debate was. Like, it was what means classic, you know, is in quotations, what means classic. And I do love Brock's physique, and I think Phil looks great too. But I think with a judge, the first thing they're a judge is muscularity at the end of the day with bodybuilding. Yeah, Brock's, I think his structure blows Phil's out any day of the water, right? Like structure.
I think the bigger frame just kind of shows better, not because he's bigger in a more muscular kind of way, but it just is like, I think his midsection looks a little bit more extended. So it's like when he hits that vacuum or certain like front double shots, he looks really good.
Yeah. And it would be more classic.
Yeah.
But Phil, for IFBB, they look at just, okay, how much muscle does this person? I mean, at the end of the day, it is a muscle contest.
Right.
And Phil does beat him on that criteria. And he was peeled. They both were peeled.
There's one other guy from that show who was kind of a standout. Let me share the screen one more time. I'll pull it back up. Hang on one second. Share sound. Okay. There was this other guy, and I don't know his real name, but he goes by the Black Rambo, and this guy was fucking sick too.
Yeah, he just did the Detroit also.
Yep. I'm gonna follow him right now. Daniel Fabode, if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But dude, are you kidding me? Like, look at this man's fucking striations here. That's crazy.
Yeah, his glutes are
great.
Let's see what other shots he has. Yeah, bro. Like, dude, I had never seen this guy before, and I didn't even know his real name until right now. But you're looking at this, and you're like, God damn, that's a fucking hell of a shot.
Yeah, he looks nuts.
Yeah,
he looks great. Every showing, even last year's season, I watched him, and he is spot on. Like every show, he gets it.
Yeah, a lot of good physiques, and I mean, obviously the season's well underway. So even looking at some of these guys who are pros that maybe we haven't seen or haven't heard of for the first time, who are really starting to make a name for themselves, and it's just cool to see because obviously, you know, potentially these are guys who you may be on stage against one day, but just when you see someone's come up, and I'll go back to Brock, for example, I mean, he had a great package when he was doing men's physique, but then you look at the improvements he made in a 2-year time frame, and it's so inspirational, so motivating. So yeah, shout out to him and Cuts, because they clearly got a good thing going.
Yeah. Badass transformation. Have you ever seen Matt Grego when he won his pro card in men's physique, and then like he shares all the time, like when he was, you know, pretty down bad, just like the rebound that Grego is, dude, that dude freaking kills it. He's been having a hell of a year.
Dude, so I'm going to pull him up just because I think he posted it recently. And so ironically, a good friend of mine is one of Matt's clients, and we trained together the night before the Detroit Pro. Bro, like, what the fuck? And this is, let me see if he puts the time frame here.
Crazy.
On the left comes
just his progress in the last like 2 years is pretty nuts.
No, he
100%.
Hands down, one of the top transformations. And Justin and I talked about this once before, where it's like, obviously, I know there's a lot of anxiety and sometimes just other emotions that go into bodybuilding, but whatever Matt was dealing with, you could tell it was a very real thing, because look at the difference in that side by side. And it's like the guy on the left clearly has overcome a lot of things, not just physically, but mentally, to now become the guy on the right. But what I was saying is, the night before he won the Detroit Pro, I was training with one of his clients, a buddy of mine. And I mean, he was showing me pictures just kind of that they were taking together. And like, even in that time frame of them working together over the last year, I was like, holy shit. So, yeah, Matt's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with at the Olympia again this year. And now that he's got Olympia's October. So yeah, he's still got 6 more months to do the damn thing. I'm excited to see it.
He just keeps getting better every showing. The amount of muscularity he has, like the talk about him and Wesley, you know, side to side. I didn't think it was much there. No. I mean, you put him against Wesley Wizards, he blows him. I mean, just like out of the water, in my opinion.
Oh no, I agree with that. I want to show you.
Stacks up.
I'm gonna pull up. It was a side-by-side shot of him and Wesley, and it's like, dude, Matt's quads are so big. From his back shot, you can see the sweep. Whereas Wesley, like, not to knock his legs, but I mean, when they hit those back doubles from the waist up, very similar conditioning and size and shape, but from the waist down, dude, Matt had it all day.
Yeah.
Wesley definitely loses some with his legs from the back. Like he doesn't have that thickness, the fullness. You can't see the quads from the back. Like he's definitely lacking size, and it really shows in the back shots.
I want to see if I can find the side by side of them where I was talking about those shots on stage. Maybe this is it.
And not to knock Wesley.
No, that's Arnold.
I think this was his best showing. Especially big improvement from last year too. He looked a lot bigger. His legs came up a ton, and he was peeled. It just compared to Grego, it's hard to stand with that. Yeah, that is nuts.
I can't find it, but yeah, long story short, there's one view that I saw, and like literally for me, if say every pose were even, it's that one where it's just like, nope, game over.
Yep.
They're both in the back.
I got maybe like 20 more minutes until my apparel guy's coming by to drop some stuff off. And I got to get a meal in too. I'm sure Chris and Justin, you're feeling the same way, but let's do a few more for today. Normally we'll kind of talk random shit and then bodybuilding. We flip-flopped it today. But I got to ask, dude, I'm so surprised by this, but dude, Ashton Hall is still going viral. This man is still going viral. What the fuck?
Dude, have you guys seen, I posted it on my story. Have you seen Ian Valier's morning routine?
No, let me pull it up.
Yeah, that
was dude, it's hilarious. It's my favorite one by far. I haven't watched a ton, but I've seen a few now. Right. Obviously from Ashton's original video.
Is it on Instagram?
Yeah. It was a post.
Ian.
But it was so funny. I was cracking up.
All right, let's see this. Ian.
Ian I-A-I-N. No, I-A-I-N.
Jesus, I-A. Sorry, Ian. There we go. All right, Ian Valera morning routine. Let's see this.
Yeah, it's that one right there. Yeah. Dude, it's hilarious.
Well, he is smoking the dart with the mouth tape. I love Ian.
What a morning.
Ash is in the monster and still drinks it.
Was 9/11 an inside job?
Gotta get that creatine in there. For the dogs. Oh no, not for the dog. I thought he was gonna give it to the dog.
I feel like microwaving Monster should be illegal. That's crazy.
2 planes hit the Twin Towers. Some peculiar reason, Wall Street's billionaire trade up to the set were suspicious insurance companies. A significant number of put options profited from the ensuing.
Shut the fuck up!
In response to these concerns.
Yo, that's crazy.
That was my favorite one by far.
Hold on, let me exit out of that. All right, there we go. We're back. Dude, that's fucking hilarious. That's actually the first time I've seen that, but shout out Ian. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, that one was my favorite. Just ripping darts. The monster, he had like a shit for an hour.
He always jokes around about now that he's a retired bodybuilder, he pretty much does nothing all day. So that's kind of what I expected Ian's morning routine to look like.
Yeah, starting at PM.
Yeah, 3:00 PM. All right, so yeah, no, I just I'm still so amazed by this Ashton Hall thing. I think like he just hit maybe 10 or 11 million followers. When we started talking about this, he was at 4. I mean, like, when I say there's certain people who somehow just captivate everyone's attention on social media, like, dude, this guy's marketing strategy needs to be studied. Like, he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's clearly working.
And I'll be honest, I posted something the other day. I don't know if it's real, but it said that the Chargers were signing him. So I don't know if I believe everything I read online, but I would believe that.
I don't believe it. I saw some of his college stats, and it was like, I think it was 6 rushes for 8 yards or 8 rushes for 6 yards.
Yeah,
so
stat line's not there.
he looks good, but I don't think he was that good.
No.
Not to be signing a deal with the Chargers. He might be their marketing manager though.
Yeah, maybe he's just there to put some asses in seats.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right,
But I don't know for sure, but like I said, that's what I saw with his career stats in college, and I'm like, well, that's not a good rushing average.
Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, I got one more for today, and then we can do anything you guys want. But and this is just, I saw this happen yesterday, and I saw it happen again today. Same guy. But so I was training at my gym last night, and this guy comes in. We get a lot of people on day passes because it is a very like destination type of gym. So I'm always used to seeing like new faces, and I'm always nice to everybody. Hey, what's up? How are you? You know, tip the hat, whatever. But so I make my acknowledgement from across the gym. This whole time, I can't stop thinking, this guy's a fucking psycho. This man was training in fucking skinny jeans. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now?
That can't be comfortable. It doesn't matter how comfortable your jeans are. It can't be comfortable to be like working out and sweating, especially skinny jeans.
Dude, I don't even own jeans in general. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't have I probably have the smallest quads on this fucking podcast tonight, and I don't wear jeans. So if I'm saying that, I know neither of you motherfuckers are wearing jeans, but like I'm thinking to myself, dude, you couldn't pay me to go to the gym and train wearing jeans. That sounds painful.
No, yeah, fuck that. I hate, like, I own, I think, like 2 pairs. It's not comfortable. They're so tight.
Dude, and then it was crazy. So yesterday he came in on a day pass and was rocking his skinny jeans. And then today he came back again. And I want to say, not like I was paying attention to what he was doing for his workout. He definitely wasn't training legs, which I guess that's a good thing. But he almost did identical, like the same exact workout today as he did yesterday. So I'm like, okay, you did the same workout 2 days in a row and you're wearing the same jeans as yesterday. That's double as crazy.
Dude, I've seen guys, like when we're on location at jobs, like right now I work in Wyoming. I've seen guys come straight from the refinery into the gym. We wear like coveralls, like one piece, Nomex, you know what I mean? Long sleeve shirt, deal. But I've seen guys come straight from the plant, straight to the gym in these Nomex, and they just hit a full workout in the Nomex. Still, we're covered in oil and dirt, and it's just crushing in that. And it's like, I don't know how you're doing this, Bubba, but I mean, props, I guess.
Yeah, so I thought like, okay, maybe it's just a one-off yesterday. Like he was just coming to check the gym out and then was like, wow, this is a really nice gym. I feel some type of way. I should lift some weights. I'm already here. So, okay, yesterday, I'll give him a pass on that. But when I saw him come in again today in the jeans,
2 in a row.
I was like, nah. I was like, yeah. I was like, I got to get some mesh shorts made just for this man right here because training in jeans is something I would never do. Like, I almost think that should be criminal.
Yeah. Dude, I saw something, what's today? Thursday? Yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was in the gym Tuesday and I was like, I saw some kid walking and he was walking away from me and kind of far. And I saw like something on his head and I texted Liz because she was on the other side of the gym. And I'm like, I think I just saw a kid wearing goggles on his head, like swimming goggles, like Michael Phelps.
What the fuck?
You know, the next day, Wednesday, I see him. Sure as shit. He's wearing swimming goggles on his fucking head. I almost punched him. I was like, I need to calm down. Like, this shouldn't bother me because it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're like literally swimming goggles. I thought
it's a pet peeve for sure. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, I didn't think I could get more annoyed by like people wearing Birkenstocks and stuff like that in the gym. Like, and then I saw that and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I actually asked somebody else because it was bothering me. And I don't like to admit it because it shouldn't, because
yeah, it's
me. but I was like, dude,
It's
what
weird
the fuck
though.
is going on? Yeah, I was like, what is this? So
As
I asked a young kid there, and I'm like, why is that kid doing that? And apparently it's some kind of senior high school thing, so AKA gay as fuck. But
dude, I see some weird gym trends, and like whether it's jeans or I mean shit, I'll let you know if I see anyone walking around my gym. We don't have a pool or jacuzzi there, so it would be really weird for them to be wearing goggles like while they're doing some bicep curls. But if I see that, I will definitely let you know.
I think it's kind of weird when people wear pajamas and stuff. Like I get sweatpants,
Yes.
that's one thing. So
Yeah.
like legitimate pajamas, because like I'm not the best looking dude or the most stylish, but like I at least try a little
Dude,
bit.
the
Like I don't look
pajamas.
like yeah, like real just straight up pajama pants and stuff.
They do
What
the
about
pajama pants and like just Hanes like wife beaters. It's like
yeah.
that's the thing kids do, and they're
Yeah.
my age. Is what pisses me off even more about it. I'm like, but it's like, dude, come on, like 130 pounds. Like, let's put some clothes on now. No more.
Okay.
It's shitty.
Okay, wait. While we're talking about like, I guess gym pet peeves, dude, this is at number one on my list. People who smell like shit. I'm sorry, but here I gotta say this is like I get it. You're in the gym, you're training hard, you're sweating. There's gonna be body odors. Totally get it. But like I'm someone, if I'm leaving the house, I am showering before, no matter where I'm going. Even if I'm going to work out and I know I'm gonna sweat, I'm still showering before. And I even go as far to spray cologne before I walk out the door. Why? Because I want to smell that I smell good. It's not for anybody else. I want to enjoy that I smell good. Okay. So if I'm going to the gym, I do my workout, blah, 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 whatever. Yes, I'm going to shower right after. I'm wearing deodorant. I'm still wearing the cologne that's probably still lingering and is a pleasant scent for those around me. But dude, there was someone who was in the posing room where I was yesterday, and I walked in and I was just like, oh, holy shit. And I literally walked back out to where I keep my gym bag in the back, and I grabbed a bottle of cologne that I keep in my gym bag, and I just walking in circles spraying this. I'm like, whatever, I don't even care. Like this whole room gonna be smelling like Versace now, but dude, I just can't believe there's some people who are either not self-aware enough to know that they smell that bad, or maybe like, for example, Chris, if you smelled like shit, I'm sure your girl's gonna tell you. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now it's like, is your girl just so used to the scent of your BO? Or is she just too nice to say something? Like, which is it?
Dude, she says I stink even if I like shower put cologne. So sometimes I don't know what's true and what's not anymore. But I just got done teaching at a welding school in the winter on my like off season, and we had a little bottle of spray for these fucking kids that are like 18. They get in there and they weld all day long, and they just start reeking because they don't wash their welding jackets, whatever the case is. And we're like, dude, it was a lesson plan. I had a whole lesson plan over just like personal hygiene. I'm like, look, guys, like we need to be showering every day. We need to be doing laundry every week. We got to be doing these things because I said, look, I'm telling you, like, if you smell like shit, I'm gonna just tell you in front of the whole class. It's gonna be a little awkward for everyone involved at this unit until they stop smelling like shit. Period.
Dude, I just can't wrap my head around how, like, and as a dude, right? Like, say you're a single dude. What type of female is attracted to your body odor? Like, let's be real here. like leave the house looking presentable, smelling presentable.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, how do you smell that bad? Like, I sweat a lot, but I shower. Like, I'm the same way. I shower before I go anywhere, even whether it's work or if I'm getting up on a Saturday morning and eating and going to the gym. I still shower before I go. And the funny thing is, especially like a Saturday morning, I train Friday. I come home, I shower after the gym, I go to bed, I wake up, I eat a meal, and then I shower again before I go to the gym.
Yep.
Obviously, I wear deodorant and stuff, and then I shower after the gym. But that reminded me, I had a patient, I think it was last week, and I'm in the room, and I'm like, it smells bad. And it didn't smell bad like before he was in there. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a mixture of like BO and shit. And I was really confused. And I'm like, is this just BO, or like, did he shit a little bit? And I actually looked at his shoes. I was like, did he step in dog shit?
Yeah, maybe he stepped in some shit.
There wasn't anything on his shoes. I legitimately like look, because he was face down when I was like having this conversation in my head. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like trying to figure it out.
Serious.
It's a small room too, dude.
Yeah.
You can't get away from that.
What is that? Yeah, it's just, yeah, you know how it is. It's just us. My office is, I don't know how big it is, but too small for two men to be in when one of them smells like shit. And I
God.
was so confused. I'm like, how do you smell like this? Because it'd be bad enough if it was just BO, but if it's BO, like, okay, I kind of maybe you're sweaty or whatever, God knows. But it was BO and shit. And I was like kind of concerned. I was like, did he shit his pants? Like, I have to adjust him after this. It's like, is there anything on him? Is it like I was really like the whole time he's face down, I'm like, what is going on? Like it made me nervous. But how do you smell that bad? Like just shower regularly, wear deodorant. If you sweat a lot and you know you have BO, fucking clean yourself often. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy to me. And maybe I just have like, I think when you're in prep, obviously, like your sense of smell and taste for a lot of things is heightened. So like, I've just always been someone who's very particular about smells. And like, even if I think something smells bad, I'm still that person who's like, oh, like I just have to know. Like say you left your protein shaker in the car for like 2 weeks and you're like, you gotta know. You
no,
know you already know.
You've left it in there for 2 weeks. I don't touch it. I might just throw it away.
I never do that, but I'm just using that as an example. That would be terrible. But yeah, the I don't know, maybe it comes back to poor hygiene, or maybe they're just fucking unaware, which I would hope that's the case. But just like, dude, whoever was in the posing room yesterday, please fix yourself. And we have beautiful showers at the gym too. So everything's provided. Just use them.
Yeah. They're there for a reason.
I'm taking 3 showers before I get adjusted next time I see Justin. Making that a mental note now.
I usually will ask this question, and we're on the topic, so I might as well. Hey Chris, how many times will you use a towel after you shower until you determine that it's dirty?
So, well, before I met Katie, dude, honestly, I'd probably use it like a fucking month. And
a month?
maybe,
a month is crazy, dog.
Dude, I didn't know. Like, I was like a teenager, you know what I mean? And then now, I'm just old. And then now, since I'm with Katie and she takes care of me, I probably go through like
about 3 days.
3 days. Yeah, that's what she says. 3 days of towel now.
I say it every time. I'm like a 2 uses and then it's done. So like an example would be I woke up this morning, fresh towel, hit the shower, let it hang to dry. I came home from the gym. I'm going to shower again. After 2 uses, done. Throw it in the laundry and then I'll start with another towel. So like 2 and done. That's it for me.
That's cool.
2, okay. In my defense though, when I was using my towel so often is because most of the time, like I have a camper and I can't do laundry a whole lot. Normally a lady has to do my laundry for me wherever I go. So it's not an excuse to be dirty, but like I can only put so many towels in a camper at once and then wash them all at once. It's like, okay.
That makes sense.
Still fucked up now though. Like
I was like talking about this, and I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, obviously. And hey, at least you're showering multiple times a day. That's good too. But no, it's just such a funny question to ask because like you hear people's responses and like when I heard like my face, I was like, a month? I was like, no way.
Dude, I was a prime like bachelor, just like not a care in the world before I met Katie. Like I was using Dawn dish.
Wait. Hold on. That cut out. Tell me what you said again about Dawn dish soap. I got to hear that.
When I first met Katie, she would get on me because I used in my shower all I had was Dawn. I had Dawn, and then if I needed other stuff, I had mane and tail, like horse shampoo for my dog. So if I ran out, I'd use that for myself. She came over the first time. She's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And I was like, "That's my soap." And
that is
I learned
so
really
funny.
quick.
He's like, "Yeah, it's anti-grease. Like we're good."
Yeah, it's good for ducks. Exactly. That's what my argument was. And I learned very quick that is not soap for us. Now I have like a whole 3-step routine now. I'm pretty bougie.
Look at how domesticated you are now.
Dude,
I was gonna say you're a real homebody now.
It's a 9-day difference.
Actually, okay. I do have something to admit, and Chris said it, so I gotta stand by him on this one. So one time I was in the shower and I'm going to get I use baby soap. My skin's very sensitive. So like here I am, grown man using baby soap, which is funny, but so I'm going to like grab soap out of it and there's like none left. I'm like, fuck, I need soap. So I look down and I have my dog's shampoo and conditioner in the shower.
Oh, that's fine.
So I'm like, good enough for a dog, good enough for me, you know? So I actually did use my dog's like shampoo as body wash one time, which is so weird, but I'm not gonna lie.
It's amazing.
Shit smells so good.
Thank you. And you smell, so when I was using Mane and Tail, the horse shampoo, you get it at Tractor Supply, mostly. When I used Mane and Tail for like two years or so straight, even through high school is what I used, because you would smell so good for so long and it made your hair so soft. And everyone thinks I'm crazy for it, but it works on horses so good. And so you use it on your own body. It's a game changer.
Good enough for a horse, strong enough for a man, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like rolling her eyes right now.
Oh, she knows it. I don't know what's in her head about me, but she's like, something's wrong.
Okay, here, wait. And not to embarrass you, Chris, because I know your girl's sitting next to you, but I'm gonna ask this question, and I know you're both men, so I guarantee this has happened. You're taking a shit, you run out of toilet paper. What is the first thing you're using to wipe your ass with?
My sock.
Justin's face. Justin was like, "Fuck."
I mean, first thing
my sock.
I make sure there's toilet paper first.
I can tell you what mine was.
I was trying to go like hypothetical. If I had, I guess I would use a towel. Probably that was the first thing that came to mind. Like if I had to.
Dude. So have you ever been in a porta can? So look, you get to make sacrifices in your life, okay? And sometimes you have to just run to a porta can really fast,
Okay.
Things happen. And you get there, you do your thing, whatever, and you can't see toilet paper half the time in those. And so like I've been in this situation before and I was like, oh shit, I'm fucked. I just took my sock. You just know it off the rip. But like, what are you gonna do? Like you're stuck in this whatever, in this plan now. Yeah, I took my sock off. So I worked like the rest of those 10 hours with one sock on my boots.
So that wasn't even hypothetical. That happened.
No, it will happen to one of you guys in your life. I promise it's gonna happen.
Okay, so it did happen to me, but obviously, like owning an apparel company, I always have like random samples or shit that's not going to work. Like, so I'm not even gonna lie. I had one sample of a results tee that, like the front was fine, but just when they went to screen print it, they messed up and it was off center. And I'm like, well, I'm never going to wear this. Like, and I just left it in my closet. And I literally was taking a shit one day. I'm like, no toilet paper, no paper towel. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to use? And literally I'm like, bingo. I'm like, I'll use one of my sample shirts that was getting thrown out anyways. So literally wipe my ass with the shirt, throw it in the trash. And I'm staying there. I'm like, this is going to be the weirdest shit I've ever done.
Dude, that's like best case scenario, honestly.
It worked out. I mean, like, I was going to throw the shirt out anyways. I never would have worn it. So it is what it is.
Yeah. That was just like.
You guys are dirty. You guys are dirty hamsters. When I shit, I make sure, like, there might be toilet paper on the roll, but if I don't have wet wipes, I'm going to grab wet wipes real quick first. Like, I got to take care of my asshole.
I did
don't get those luxuries.
I did go through a phase with dude wipes or the wet wipes, whatever you want to call them, but I forget why I stopped using them. I really have no idea.
Dude, they're a game changer. I don't know how I went the first 20 some years of my life not using wet wipes.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, technically, you probably use wet wipes as an infant, so
Sure.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, I figured while we were on the topic of like hygiene, body odor, showering, I was like, you know what? I was like, this happened to me. I'm going to see if I'm the only one. What about, I mean, I'm sure both you guys have been like on a long road trip, like driving solo and had to pee and like peed in a cup, right?
Oh yeah. Gatorade bottle for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Gatorade bottle, water cup, whatever. Okay. So I'm not totally weird for that then.
It's a joke. It happens.
Chris is like, actually, I got to take a piss right now.
He has body armor.
Oh, that's
that reminds me. A little bit of a tangent, but I thought about like, what if you accidentally drank it? Have you guys ever accidentally drank someone's fucking chew spit because you didn't know?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
But like, if you've ever seen someone who like thinks they know how to like chew and like do a dip correctly and they have no idea and they try it for the first time, it's the funniest shit you've ever seen. Because I remember the first time I tried it, and it was literally, I'm like chewing on it. I'm like vomiting, throwing this shit up. And they're like, no, dude, you pack it in your lip, you retard. I'm like, oh, you don't chew it? I never liked that shit anyways. It's probably a good thing I never got into it. Hey, Justin, one last thing before we wrap up for today. How about Ovechkin breaking the goal record? Isn't that crazy?
Is a goddamn beauty.
Dude.
So I think this is like got a 40-goal season. He was
with
out,
a broken leg.
I would say, yeah, he was out with this season with a broken leg. Also, he was out, I think, 39 days with a broken leg. 39 days, and he came back and it's
nothing.
Ripped since then.
Dude,
he's gonna have a 40 or 50-goal season after being out with a broken leg. He is a fucking beauty.
It's really cool. I don't know, Chris, if you're a hockey fan at all, but I know Justin and I both grew up playing, and it's just so cool to see a record you never thought was going to be broken actually achieved. And then even further now, like people are using the comparison of saying, well, technically Austin Matthews could be on pace to beat Ovechkin, depending how long he plays, depending how long Ovechkin go, you know what I mean? But like, it's just such like, dude, 895 NHL goals is crazy.
Yeah, it's astonishing that anyone beat Gretzky's record because that's nuts.
I was gonna say what I think's cool about it is like how they've celebrated it, where like it really just goes to show, like, not to say hockey's not an intense, not a serious sport, but when you look at the vibe in that locker room after it happened, dude, they're all fucking showering in beers, just like everyone's so hype, and it's like, dude, that energy is what that sport and culture is all about. So to see like that celebrated is really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, did you see like every video I saw of his like last couple of goals afterwards? He was drinking a beer, locker room beer.
Literally, dude.
He walked into a place after after he showered, walked into somewhere, and someone immediately walked up and gave him 2 beers.
Literally,
and then, one of his interviews, he was like, he grabbed a Coors Light, and it wasn't like he was drinking it. And it's like, this guy just loves beer and loves hockey.
Imagine you're so good at a sport, you don't even have to treat yourself like an athlete to be good at it anymore. Like, because he openly talks about how he'll drink Dr. Pepper on the bench in between shifts, how he has like Subway before every game. Like his diet is trash. Or I think he eats like chicken parm before every game. Sorry. But even still, like
Subway on the bus and stuff.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and it's funny because I think as a kid growing up, we like hold these pro athletes to such high standards, and then you become like adult age, and it's like, oh my God, Devin Booker. And it's like, no, dude, this guy's just in the club on Saturdays getting drunk like the rest of us. Like, he ain't special. But it's crazy when you see these pro athletes who literally, like, when I say pro, I'm using that in air quotes because here you are looking at the pinnacle of sport in that specific genre, but like a lot of them don't take care of themselves nearly to a degree, a fraction of the degree we do. So it's funny because like I think when I think of an athlete, I think of someone who diets, trains, rests and recovers, doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. Like that's what I think of an athlete. I don't think of your NBA player at the club on Saturdays. Like that's not it.
It's a little ironic how good they are at sports with how little attention they diet. Good for them. I always thought about, I was like, I don't know why you wouldn't take your diet more seriously. Obviously, you're successful at the top of your game, but imagine what you could be if you just paid a little bit more attention to your diet. But I mean, it works. Obviously, it works. I think they could be better. I'm not, I didn't break Wayne Gretzky's goal record, so.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Lavecchio about that one. Yeah. But I mean, like, I already know what he's going to say. No, I wouldn't recommend that type of diet for anybody, right? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, you clearly are that gifted and that talented. You can eat whatever the fuck you want, drink year round, and you're still winning Stanley Cups. So props to Ovi.
I mean, you know how it is growing up. Hockey players drink. Hockey players are another breed.
As playing like adult league when I was still playing, dude, I had guys who wouldn't even show up if in the group thread no one was bringing beers. You know what I mean? Like they would text before the game, who's got locker room beers, and if someone's like, "Oh, hey, I can't bring them. Sorry, we're dry tonight," I'd have guys be like, "I'm not coming. I just come for the camaraderie and the beers." Like fuck hockey. I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." But yeah, I think
you guys have you ever watched Shoresy? I feel like I might have told you about it.
What is it?
Shoresy. Dude, you gotta watch it. It's a
Like
Canadian.
sitcom or
It's a yeah, like TV. It's TV. It's a TV show. On Hulu.
okay.
So, have you ever heard of Letterkenny?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's
So Letterkenny,
hilarious.
yeah, Letterkenny is a Canadian TV show, and it's funny as shit. The creator and one of the main characters from Letterkenny, one of their like minor characters in Letterkenny is a hockey player called Shorzy. Well, they did a spinoff exclusively of him, and it's all about hockey. And it's relatively accurate. Like it's pretty funny with the stereotypes and just how hockey players are, and like some of the lingo and stuff. And then, but it's all about him and playing hockey in a senior like whale. They call it senior whale shit hockey, up in Ontario, and it actually has pro hockey players in it. So everybody that's playing in the show was like a legitimate hockey player. Like there was one or two that were like Ryan Terry played in the NHL. A couple of those guys played in like the AHL or like the OHL. One of them, I remember I saw him in a documentary. It was like a 30 for 30, but like on Netflix. And it was about a hockey team that was like associated with the mafia kind of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. That Netflix show was crazy.
Yeah. So one of the players on that team is one of the actors in this show.
That's sick.
I was looking at him. I was like, he looks familiar. And I saw the credits. I was like, I know that name. So like I looked up all the other athletes, all the other actors, they're all like legit hockey players. But the show is absolutely hilarious. I made Liz watch it with me, and I was like not expecting her to like it as much because I was like, I'm gonna like it because it's hockey. Yeah. And then she thought it was hilarious. So I think we've watched it like twice already.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. I was talking to someone earlier, and obviously, like both you guys know, like living the bodybuilding life can be very restrictive at times. And so I was saying to someone earlier, like one thing I look forward to once my competitive career is over would just be literally lacing up my skates again. And even if I just went out for like a stick and puck and just could move around, get a few shots on goal, like I'm not trying to play at any type of level. I'm just trying to get out there and feel that cold breeze on my face. And it really like, what's funny is it brings me back to my childhood is what I think it really takes me back to. So that's probably why I like it so much. But since I really started bodybuilding over the last 7 years, there ain't no chance I'm lacing up. You take one wrong fall, dude, you're bruised hip for a week and you ain't doing abductors or adductors. Fuck that.
I can't wait. I don't want to say I can't wait because I'm like very happy.
I know what you mean. But like you look forward to doing things like that.
Yeah. When I'm done competing, down the road, I'm excited to just like be athletic again because I miss playing hockey and like, obviously I'm not in prime hockey conditioning right now.
No, neither of us. But I do feel like it's like riding a bike where like kind of once you get out there, lace them up again, you're kind of like, okay, I remember how to do this. Cause I think for me, it was like, I took 8 on, 8 off, then another 8 on, another like 8 off right now. So it's like pretty much that seems to be my trend. So I guess I better hurry up, get this pro card, and then I can lace up again. You guys got I think that was all I had for today. You guys got anything else you want to discuss before we wrap up tonight?
I don't think so.
I played basketball like a month ago and it whooped my ass, I'll be honest.
Bro, if I tried to jump to do a layup,
throw that in there.
I feel you though, because like I couldn't even tell you the last time I dribbled a basketball because like it's just not part of my routine. But like, dude, I remember the last time I tried to do a layup. Oh my God, I fucking like jump up. I'm like, I can't be doing that.
Yeah, the running up and down the court, we played full court, and I was like, hey, this is not a good idea. And then the jumping started scaring me because I was like, okay, I can jump. And then I'm like, you get competitive. Like it's like, look, I'm going to fucking win. And so then you start jumping, like I'm pushing limits now. I'm like hitting the ground. I'm like, okay, there's my knees. There's my ACLs. It's like, we got done. I'm like, I think we were like 3 points from ending the game. And I'm laying on half court. Guys are still running up and down. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I need a sub. I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm beat. This is cardio for the whole year. We're out of here.
That, bro. I feel that. Well, it's funny too, because from the outside looking in, anyone seeing you run up and down the court is probably like, wow, this guy's in great shape. And then they see you 5 minutes later, just literally fucking sprawled out on all fours, just dying. And it's like, I look like I'm in good shape, but not that type of shape.
I think they all kind of figured that out within like the first time I ran down there. Like, oh boy, like there's sweat going everywhere. My eyes are wide. I'm like heavy breathing, hands on the hips. I was like,
it's
guys,
like
I'm not built.
it's like they randomly pick teams and they're like, oh yeah, I'll take the Jack guy. They're like, he's got to be good. And then they see him run and they're like, yeah, should have not taken the Jack guy first.
Yeah. Or it's like, have you ever been in like Justin, have you ever been like downtown St. Louis, like in the hood, and someone sees your legs and they're like, man, I bet you can run this, or like they start saying like, those legs can run. And you're like, dude,
Oh.
none of this works here.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody think I can run, and I definitely cannot. Like, yeah, these legs are not for speed.
There's no aerodynamics going on here at all.
No, I was just thinking, I was like, I haven't like actually ran in I don't know how long now, and I feel like it would be really awkward and like lunky and like unathletic because I'm 5'7" and 230. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
dude, you're just stomping. It's all it is. It's just stomping.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you guys a
fast
funny story that happened to me last week. Actually, I was coming out of the grocery store. I was just picking up like some food, or I was trying to pick up food, but nothing actually looked appetizing enough. Their chicken looked dry as fuck. So thank you, Sprouts. Anyways, I was walking out, and have you guys ever seen these interviews where people are like, "What do you do for a living?" Like random street interviews where it's like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And I had no idea I was like on one of them. So basically, I'm walking to my car, and this random guy behind me is like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And I'm like, I look behind me, I'm like, talking to me. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, just minding my business. And he goes, "You always walk around like that?" I go, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you look jacked as fuck, man. You coming from the gym?" I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, I bodybuild, like, so I guess, yes, I do always walk around looking like this. And he was like, "Well, I just wanted to ask you, like, what do you do for a living?" And I realized he was wearing like the glasses that had the camera in them. And I kind of started laughing because I was like, oh, this is one of those. Like, I'm like, oh, I compete, I bodybuild, I coach, I have an apparel company, whatever. But it was just so fucking funny because like, he goes, "You always walk around looking like that?" I was like, fuck. I was like, yes. But he ended up being super cool. I think he's actually going to come train with me at the gym this weekend. So random connection that ends up potentially being a client, which is cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was definitely funny. And of course, too, like when I say take the body dysmorphia out of this, like, dude, again, I'm 5'7", 200 pounds. I'm not that big. So imagine if someone walked up to me and be like, "Bro, you always walk around like this." What if they saw either of you guys? They're like, "Damn."
Honestly,
some
sometimes I
bodybuilders
don't
now.
like being in public because people say shit and it's just awkward.
Yeah, you don't know how to respond to it.
It's like
the way they phrase it.
Yeah.
I hate nothing more than when people come up to you to try to give you a compliment, but they start like, they're like, "Oh, you look great." It's like, don't randomly touch my biceps, you fucking stranger. Like, what the fuck? Like I hate that so much. Like, it's one thing if you want to come up and compliment and be like, "Hey, you look great. Thank you. I appreciate it." But I don't need you to come and just start feeling up on me and like, because if I did that to you, that's pretty fucking awkward.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, looking pretty small, bro."
There's this guy down at there's like a little bar and pub near us that we used to go to more often. Now we don't go there as often, but occasionally we'll get like a cheat meal there.
Yep.
But there's this guy there who I think his name's Dale, and he will like see me from across the bar and be like, "My man." He's like, "My man, you're a specimen." Like he's so like loud and eccentric about it and like super nice. And it's always funny. He's like, "Man, keep doing what you're doing." And he's like, "Your lady's a beast. Like, look at her." And it's like it's such a good positive interaction, but it's like it's always a little awkward because it's like I don't know what to say, but he's super friendly, love him, and it's always funny. But it's
you know what we got to do now? We got to make a shirt for you that says "specimen" on it.
Let's do it.
I think that would be hilarious. You walk into that pub and he's just like, "Specimen."
Yeah.
He's like, "Wait a minute." Maybe that is a good tea. All right, we'll start cooking that one tonight.
I like it.
Chris, you got any more ideas for apparel that you want me to start working on? Because I'll be honest, as soon as you guys said the jerseys, I was like, yes.
I don't know. I always have random things that come in my head, but right now there's nothing.
Well, if
now that I know, I'll start.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just start shooting them over.
That's what I'd say is the best part. Obviously, is like even when Justin and I talk about random hats or shirts or just different things. Last week we were gonna do a podcast and we skipped over it, took the week off, but we were talking about like women's stuff, and it's funny because one, I've never cared more about women's apparel now than I do ever in my life, which sounds weird to say, but even still, it's like staying true to making shit that we all want to wear and we're like happy to represent, right? And that's what it started as. Like, I have this one shirt that's coming out soon that literally says Results Athletic Club, and it says built for athletes by athletes, because literally, I mean, that's what this brand is. It's all for athletes by an athlete. And so I think the biggest thing for me with like making cool shit is as long as we stay true to that, I'm sure it's going to work.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, I got to go get a meal in. You guys got some more food left in your diets tonight?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
What do you guys got?
2 yogurts.
Ooh, 2 yogurts. What flavor? Talk dirty to me.
Whatever Katie has in the fridge. I don't know.
Sorry, babe. I'm eating your yogurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm only in town for like 3 days, so I'm kind of just like, hey, I'm eating all your food and bouncing. Sorry.
That's a good man right there. He said, I came home just to give you some love and eat your food, and I'm off again.
Yeah, we got to bounce.
Justin, what about you? What do you got left on the menu tonight?
Well, I got a couple eggs and some steak.
Ooh, steak and eggs for the last meal sounds bomb.
Yeah, not mad about that.
I got
The fats sound really nice.
Yeah. I think I just have like, I call it like child's food, because I literally, my last meal of the day is like a protein shake, or like 2 tablespoons of almond butter and a bagel. And I'm like, I literally eat like I'm a fucking 5-year-old half the time. Like, I only eat 2 chicken and rices, so I usually knock those out in the middle of the day. And then the rest of the food is basically just like shakes and like cream of rice, bagels, shit like that. So like my food's pretty easy to get down. I'm not missing any meals, which is good. And we're growing, but just need that cherry on top.
Taking a bagel and some peanut butter sounds good though.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it, but it's just like when you said steak and eggs, I was like, ooh, steak and eggs.
You know what is really good? I love the Bay's sourdough English muffins. They're so
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bay's is the brand, and it's sourdough English muffins. So good.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think Chris is probably gonna roast me for this, because I was gonna say I think McDonald's is shit, but I do love a good egg McMuffin. I know Chris and Kyle, they love McDonald's.
Dude, I don't love to admit it, but yeah.
Body by McDee's.
A quarter pounder with cheese, like, and some McNuggets, dude, it does something to you. Like, it'll grow you. I promise.
The shitty part is I look at you and Kyle, I'm like, fuck, they're both so much bigger. I gotta eat. I gotta go to McDonald's. Like, I don't want the McDonald's, but I need to eat McDonald's.
Dude, I got lucky. Like, some part of it is lucky that I have to just eat a lot of food to begin with. My body burns through a lot, but especially like when I'm when I'm back in the plants, I'm in the refinery, the energy output is so much. When we put on weight, it's like, okay, my coach will say like, here's your meal plan. It's like 40 whatever or 4,000 whatever calories. We'll bump it to this much, and he's like, dude, whatever else you get in, just get it in. So it was very much like this last off season was. I ate all my food, my post-training meal, I work nights, and then, like, I'm leaving the gym, I'm eating my last meal, I'm like, fuck it, dude, let's do it. I'll run to, like, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. I'm like, okay, here's 3 McMuffins, 3 sausage, egg, and biscuits. Like, let's get this shit going, man.
Dude, just something about an egg McMuffin with those hash browns. Oh, it takes me back to my childhood. It's so good.
Yeah, or a Domino's Parmesan stuffed crust pizza. Just fucking does it to you, dude.
I mean, I do have a check-in with my coach 12 hours from now, so I guess I could afford to eat now. I'm kidding. It's always funny when, like, I already know how my clients are almost the exact same as me, where they send their check-ins Friday morning, and I already know in the back of my head that means Friday night they are fucking off eating whatever they want, because they know they have 7 days until they got to send photos again. So they're like, okay, if I eat the pizza tonight, he won't know. I'm like, no, but
like 7 days for damage control until the next one.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, their thought process is no different, because I've thought that too, where I'm like, okay, I checked in with my coach already today. If I have a refeed on Friday night, will he know? But it's like, you respect yourself and the protocol too much to do that frequently. But there will be the occasional time where, get a little refeed in there that wasn't meant to be, but it's all right.
Still gotta be humans in all season,
Well, that's the thing too, is it's like, it gives you that balance where, like, then when I go into prep, I'm not craving McMuffin and hash browns because I already had it in my off season. So it's like, it is nice to give your body a break every once in a while, like we were talking about earlier. But I also think that, like, I don't know, just like when you enjoy eating clean and healthy and then you see the benefits like in your physique from it too, it's almost like I was telling someone earlier, it saves time, it saves money, and it's just almost less effort to me because I'm sure we've all sat in that situation with a significant other and be like, hey, babe, what do you want to eat tonight? And then 40 minutes go by and you haven't figured shit out and you're even more hungry. So it's like, if I know what I'm eating, I can just prep it, go.
Sure.
So,
or even just make something at home. It doesn't have to be like this, like bodybuilding food. That's the one thing that's what kills me the most. It's not so much like fast food and stuff. It's like, like when Katie and I were both bodybuilding, it's like, I'm sure Justin lives the same way. That we have these talks, we're like, man, we just want to make like we have a Blackstone to cook chicken on. It's like, man, I just want to make us like cool ass hibachi food, or like grill us some steaks, like just make normal food, you know what I mean? Like, but meals, true like family meals. But I'm sure
we've done that kind of lately. Like any cheat meals I have lately, I typically have like one a week. It's either something actually pretty clean. Like honestly, I'll go to Crazy Bowls, which is basically my meal prep but cooked by someone else almost. I don't get any of the extra crap. It's
convenient.
Just the rice and the vegetables. Or I'll do something else that's like relatively like healthy. Like I go to Texas Roadhouse sometimes and I'll just get a steak and baked potato with no butter, no shit on it. And it's
you know how to order.
Yeah, it's barely cheating. It's just kind of like having someone else cook my food. But then sometimes we would make like a homemade cheat meal. And sometimes we'll like cook breakfast for dinner with some bacon and a little bit of cheese.
Yes.
Or like we make tacos. We use the same ground beef we normally use, and we just got like lettuce and tomatoes and a little bit of salsa, and then like low calorie tortillas. So it's like just nice to cook something at home that was different and like wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I gotta ask both you guys, because I know you are in like serious relationships. Who predominantly does most of the cooking? What do you say, you guys or your girls?
It's a mix. She cooks, like if we do eggs, she'll cook eggs. So like we'll do sometimes for a cheat meal, we'll do like breakfast sandwiches with like a bagel, a couple of eggs, bacon, and cheese. She cooks the eggs. She's good at that. Not that I'm not, but she's better at it. A lot of like, most of our chicken and stuff I cook. She'll cook ground beef. So it's like it just kind of depends. Like we both do a little bit. Just depends on the food.
Yeah. Chris? What about you?
We kind of, like Justin's saying, we kind of just split everything. We call it tag teaming, but like we'll be cooking, we both eat wildly different, not wildly, but we both have different foods. And so there'll be like food started on the stove that like Katie will start of both of our stuff. And then I'll go back and like finish it off. Or like she'll start, like eggs or something. She's like, hey, can you go manage that? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Then I know to put 2 turkey bacons in. Like we know our meal plans so well of each other. We just kind of, like bounce around, do our other stuff while someone else is running over here to the kitchen. We just kind of do it like that.
Yeah. I always joke and I say, I don't think in my bodybuilding career I've ever dated a girl who's a better cook than me. And then like anytime I start talking to a new chick and they realize that I can cook, they're like, oh my God, you can cook. I'm like, dude, I've been bodybuilding for 7 years now. I cook 42 meals a week. Like, of course I can fucking cook. Like, what do you think? I'm retarded?
Yeah.
So it's just funny. And the girl I'm talking to right now, she's actually Italian and she's a really good cook. From what I've seen, she hasn't cooked for me yet, but maybe I'm manifesting if and when that day comes. 6 ounces chicken, 400 grams rice. Thank you. But real talk, it's just funny because like, I don't know. I like to cook because I feel like food is love, food is art, food is culture, food is gains. But like at the same time, like, it's just so funny to me that like, even if I did date a girl who says they can cook, I look at what it comes out as. I go, just sit down. I got this. Take a seat. I got it.
100%. Katie's love language is like making stuff, like just doing stuff for me. So a lot of time, like we might cook everything. We do everything in like big bowls of stuff. So like I'll have like a giant bowl of cooked turkey, you know what I mean? A giant bowl of rice, and we just divvy it out.
Yep.
But even though we both cook everything, she pretty much makes my meal, and I'm really lucky for it, but she makes all my meals for me. She'll just weigh everything out. Hey, here you go. I'm like, oh, dude, thank you so much. Like the little stuff like that. She just wants to do it. I let her do it. I'm like, she's so exact anyways. I trust her. I don't really trust a whole lot of people. And so she handles everything.
That's dope, man. It's honestly, both you guys are in a really good spot, obviously, with not just your relationships, but your relationships kind of making you better athletes as well. So it's just dope to see that, obviously. And again, both of your girls compete too. So like when I say it's people have asked me, do I think it's easier or harder dating an athlete? I've done both. I've dated girls who don't have anything to do with the sport. I've dated girls who have competed. And I think sometimes it is nice when they are more aware and understanding of like everything you're going through, not just with like your hunger, but also your mental. So yeah, it's just so cool to watch your girls like obviously support you guys as you're getting ready to compete again. So
Definitely
shout out to them.
Yeah. Shout out Liz and Katie.
Yeah, huge shout out.
Hey, you know what? I think this was a Brock Jenkins quote, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but he said, they always talk about how behind every man stands a good woman, but really it's side by side because most of the time she's helping you side by side, right? So he was, giving praise to his wife for everything she helped him out with his prep. And I think sometimes just having that, not just emotional support or physical support, but even if it's so much as just, hey, babe, I'm tired. Can you make my rice for me? It goes a long way. So shout out to all the ladies supporting us in our endeavors.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
All right, guys. On that note, I got to go cook my own food because I ain't got no lady here to cook for me. So I'm going to go wrap up, eat my last meal. I got to go grab some apparel. But I appreciate you guys jumping on. Chris, it's nice we finally got you on here. And I appreciate you doing it even while you were in the car with Katie. So shout out to her for being awesome and wishing her in her prep as well right now. But yeah, we'll definitely get you back on. And I mean, we talk damn near every day. So we'll do it again soon.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you guys for having me, dude. This was awesome.
Yeah, bro. Enjoy your time at home, man. I know you've only got a few days too before you get back to the grind. So enjoy it.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you guys again. I'm gonna.
Anything to wrap with? Any thought-provoking quotes? Any words of stoicism you want to bestow on us?
For Justin or for Justin's better.
for Justin, let's see if he's got any words of wisdom to wrap up tonight. You know what's funny is I'll watch Bro Chat and I love when he's like, Paul, why don't you end with a prayer? And Paul will be like, I just want to say I had a great arm day today. Dinner was good. And I hope everyone has a lovely week. But it's so funny. So I was going to say, Justin, if you have any words of wisdom you want to leave everyone with, please bless us.
The first thing that came to mind is what I'm going to say, but it makes it funny that Chris was like, oh, Justin's better at this. I was just going to say, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
Yeah, Big Red's classic. I like that. I like that. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap up, but we'll hopefully drop another one next week, whether we do a solo episode, just Justin and I, or we get a guest on. Who knows? We kind of just run this shit. Obviously, you can tell it's very just like bro-y. So, yeah, that's all I got for this week. I appreciate you guys coming on and listening. Hopefully, you made it all the way through. If you did, go show some love. You can use code Chris Chris, is your Chris 10?
I think mine's like, yeah, CK10.
CK10 for Chris on results. Justin's is Dr. J. We should have some lady stuff dropping soon. New hats coming soon. New tees next month. My dog's birthday is tomorrow. That's all I got. Love you guys. Peace.
Birthday. See you guys.